Housing is one of the basic necessities of life, however basic to any development. Housing requires finance. Nigeria has a low home ownership rate of 25%, lower than that of Indonesia, Kenya, and South Africa. The major issue that continues to affect housing in Nigeria include inadequate access to finance. For the majority of Nigerians, mortgage finance is not an option due to the lack of a robust system, as loan repayment costs remain very high. For this reason, most households still finance their housing independently with savings on non-mortgage credit. This is housing development. We will discuss housing, its affordability and accessibility to Nigerians. I am Flora, your housing diva. Let's see the trending news in the housing sector.
In its effort at decongesting the city center, Akwa Ibom state government has planned 6 new estates. Already, lands have been acquired for housing projects to be located in Uyo, Ikot Ekpene, Ikot Abasi, Ona, and Uran. The state government is partnering Family Homes Fund in the project. Construction is expected to start this November on the 1,000 units of various houses. Another developer will build 3,000 units of houses at Odiok Itam in Itu Local Government Council, according to the Commissioner for Land and Housing, Ime Eko. The good times may be here for private investors and real estate developers, following fresh opportunities and high demand for increasingly purpose-built student accommodation in the country. There has been an incredible growth in student housing sector due to the increase in the number of students admitted to tertiary institutions and the off-campus policies existing in most of the schools. Some of the facilities offer affordable and community experience for students. The ongoing liquidity crisis that has affected virtually every sector in the country is taking a toll on the construction and real estate companies listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, as the sector currently ranks one of the worst performing sectors in the stock market. The sector is the only one that posted negative returns for the 3 consecutive quarters this year.
A good move there by the government of Akwa Ibom as their partner in Family Homes Fund to construct 6 new housing estates for the people of Akwa Ibom, thereby reducing the housing shortage in the state. For full details of the news, visit www.housingnews.org.ng. Moving on, paying rent is a fundamental requirement for any apartment lease in Nigeria. Tenants pay rent annually, while some landlords demand for 2 to 3 years in advance. Are Nigerians comfortable with this type of rent payment? Take a listen.
The current economic downturn has made some Nigerians unable to renew their rent. As a result, so many have been rendered homeless, while some have to move from the city to a suburb in search of low-cost housing. Victor Ikong, an Abuja resident, is a victim of this. He's calling on government and landlords to legalize short-term payments of rent. He's not alone. Like him, so many other Nigerians wish for same.
I support that short-term payment of rent in totality. You know, some of them are parents, they have children that are going to school. So when you tell them to pay for 2-3 years, you know, considering the fact that they are going to pay for their children's school fees, it's going to be burdensome.
Government should encourage part payment on housing rent. You can pay 3 months, but 3 months based on the fact that the economy is not going the way we expected.
It is different strokes for different folks. For some, the case is the reverse, as they think it's more disadvantageous.
Most of the landlords, they increase their rent every year. So to avoid increments yearly, I'll prefer the long time. So that when I pay a year, let us know I pay 3 months. After 3 months, you might decide to increase it. But when I make payment of a year, definitely it will take me a longer time before he increases his rent.
But what is the extent the government can go in regulating the rent payment due to the inability to provide sufficient low-cost housing for its citizens?
Let there be overall development of infrastructural facility.
Government has to come to have an intervention program whereby it will be easy for those that are not able to have their own house to have council houses.
To put an end to this conflict, Nigerians have called on government as a matter of necessity to make available lands and other building materials at affordable prices and to provide its populace with basic amenities. These, among others, will curb the high rate of house rents and put a check on landlords.
You can follow the conversation on the Facebook page, Housing Program on TV. Let's know how you pay your rent to your landlord. Do you pay monthly, annually, or 2 to 3 years in advance? I'll be back.
My name is Dr. Chi Apoji. I'm the Executive Director for Policy, Corporate Strategy, Partnerships, and Business Development at NMRC. NMRC is the Nigerian Mortgage Refinance Company. We are strong partners of housing development. And I urge everybody that you don't know what you're missing if you're not watching housing development on AIT. It's really the go-to source for all manner of information on the housing and real estate sector in Nigeria.
Did you know that the federal government is building houses for low-income earners in Nigeria? The ongoing projects are in Nasarawa State, Kano, Delta, Lagos, Ogun State, among others. The houses are within the ranges of 3 million to 5 million naira. Now let's hear from the Managing Director of Family Homes Fund, Mr. Femi Adewole.
I'm a steward of a vision both by the government and the board of the Family Homes Fund to lead the delivery of a large-scale housing program that's targeting some of the most vulnerable people in our society. And that vision is around providing up to 500,000 homes up until December 2023, and alongside that, 1.5 million jobs to some of our people who are earning the lowest income in our society. So the mandate is very clear. It's about large-scale housing supply and economic development. Primarily, those initiatives fall into 2 places. One is working in partnership. To deliver affordable housing, it cannot be the sole responsibility of the Family Homes Fund. We need to build strong and trusted partnerships across the sector to ensure that we deliver homes. So we are currently talking to the real estate developers associations, we're talking to housing corporations, we're talking to state governments, we're talking to parastatals, we're even talking to the armed forces. We're working closely with the Federal Ministry of Works, Power and Housing. So a whole range of people we're bringing together, and each of those partners have key roles in ensuring that this program succeeds. So we need land supply. So we're doing quite a lot of work ensuring that we bank adequate land in good locations where those homes will be sited. Secondly, we're ensuring that we maximize the efficiency of the design of those homes. That is absolutely key to ensure that we deliver the affordability that our people want. But primarily, we're also working with partners who can build to scale so that we can harvest the economies of scale that then goes on to deliver lower prices to our target customers. Finally, because of the large capital that we have, the Family Homes Fund is the largest housing fund in sub-Saharan Africa. So we are financing the program with a significantly concessionary interest rates for development. When you put all of those things together, I think it gives us a very strong chance of delivering on the mandate. So that is on one side, what we call the supply side. On the demand side, when you build the houses, then you've got to make sure you have a structure in place that allows people to actually be able to afford those houses and to be able to buy them. So on the demand side, we're coming up and we're in the final stages of designing a home loans assistance program that will ensure that our target market, which is basically people who are earning fairly low to modest incomes, your school teacher, your policeman, your junior military officer, your postman, the fireman, they can have access to decent accommodation at no more than 30% of their income. And to enable them to do that, the fund will be providing them with a soft loan with a moratorium over a period of time up to 5 years that ensures that they can actually afford homes that have been efficiently built. The housing issue is a journey of 1,000 miles. I don't think that anybody can pretend that we're going to close the 70 million homes gap in 5 years or even 10 years. But I think what we must do and what we can do is to start moving in the right direction. And I think that the work that the Family Homes Fund is doing, along with our partners, the NMRC, the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, and a lot of other agencies who are playing in this space, I see that we are moving in the right direction. And I think if we sustain those partnerships, if we sustain those relationships, if we sustain that direction, I think we have a strong chance of closing that gap in this generation, and I think that gives me about 10-15 year period.
To be part of the Family Homes Fund project, call the numbers you see on your TV screen. Did you know that most civil servants, especially those from level 1 to 10, cannot repay mortgage loan of 5 million naira over a period of 15 years? Is this really true, or am I exaggerating? Let's find out from some civil servants.
I'm a civil servant. There are three factors that I can say that make it difficult for civil servant to own a house in Abuja here. One, if you look at the salary and the cost of the house, by comparing the cost of the house and the salary, at least somebody will spend 30 years without owning a house in Abuja, because at least you will see a house of 25 million, 20 million, minimum one, the minimum is 15 million.
Yeah, I'm a civil servant. It's a big problem. You know, as a civil servant, the demand for the mortgage is very high at high side. Any mortgage you want to go, they ask you to pay 15% out of the amount you want to pay. After 50% of the amount of the money they requested for. Maybe they say 6 million now, or 6 million or 7 million. They say you should pay 10% or 15%. As a civil servant, where did you expect him to get that kind of amount? 1.something million for a deposit before you can hold a house on your own.
I'm a public servant. What is the take home compared with the cost of building materials and land? What is their take home? Unless you are stealing like others, otherwise you can't get it. No matter what, even PAMSEC. And the loan facility is not working.
Well, it's not as if civil servants don't desire to own their own home, but because of the salary structure, one, the salary is very low. And for you to get a plot of land in Abuja, you need millions. You understand? And if you say you want to start saving for it, that means your whole salary will be going. Even in a year, some people, their salary is 1 point. So after buying the plots, what happened next?
My name is Munia Tagma. I encourage you to watch Housing Development.
Well, you've heard it all from some Nigerian civil servants. According to FETA 2013, factors influencing home ownership are many and broad, but the major influencing factors are parity of needs, access to fund. Finance is also recognized as part of home development problems. In a tight money market, home ownership is the first area to suffer, since neither the builder nor the consumer can readily obtain finance for home development. I'll see you after this time out. Stay tuned.
Housing Development Program is a good program, and we hope that you continue to be the advocacy for housing finance. Thank you very much.
The program is Housing Development, the only TV program that gives you the best information on housing in Nigeria. Are you a builder or professional in the construction industry? Builders Congress, a program of Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria, a regulatory body under the Federal Ministry of Power Works and Housing, is organizing Builders Congress 2018. Come meet with people who are the end users of your products, those who can give you patronage. The event will hold on the 26th to the 28th of November 2018 in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, at the Musa Yoruba Center, Abuja, Nigeria. Don't be left out.
My name is Dorothy Baziwe, and I encourage you all to keep on watching the Housing Development Program.
promote the creativity, innovation, and craftsmanship towards celebrating and rewarding the people who build. The Construction Artisans Award, organized by System, will be celebrating artisans with exceptional skills in the industry. The skills competition offers a unique opportunity for skilled artisans and apprentices to showcase their knowledge, skills, and experiences they've acquired over the years. Are you an artisan? You can register for this prestigious award on www.constructionartisansaward.com.
My name is Femi Adewole. I'm the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Family Homes Fund. I endorse the Housing Development Program and the impact that is making in providing information about housing in Nigeria.
Now let's see what Urban Shelter Limited have got for us.
We all know home ownership in Nigeria can be particularly difficult for a number of reasons, and I won't go into it. But what we've done as a management team and as in part of Urban Shelter is to really sit down and think to ourselves, well, how do we facilitate that problem? Because it is essentially a challenge. And the most things is we realize a number of developers, you have to pay within 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. So we sat down to really think of a model that would suit. And as far as I know, Urban Shelter is the only company today. We introduced the 5-year repayment plan. This is not a mortgage. There are no interest charges. There are no hidden fees. We go through applications and we see clients that are eligible, and really you are entitled to get a 5-year payment plan on most of our projects. Now, we also sat down to say, how else can we diversify this project? And we developed something called a stay and pay concept, where by the time you pay 2nd to 3rd year of your payment, we will actually allow you to move into your property and pay off the balance while you're enjoying that property with your family. Of course, there are terms and conditions, but again, we have found that this has added that flexibility in home ownership.
You can get a house at Urban Shelter Limited by calling the numbers displayed on your TV screen.
Well, my name is Architect Ahmed Engiwa, Federal Mortgage Bank MD, and I want all Nigerians to be watching this program.
For sale in Abuja is a 2-bedroom block of flats located at Arab Road in Kubwa Oasis. This 2-bedroom block of flats is fully completed with major amenities and facilities for comfort in place. For more details, call 081 665 70090. Do you have a housing project you want to showcase, housing innovative technologies you want Nigerians to know about? Then call us on 081 665 70090. I remain Flora, your housing diva. God bless Nigeria.